Right, I think we're live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's quiz. It's Sunday night. It's 8 o'clock, or just about 8 o'clock, and it's time for Nick's Sunday night quiz. As you can see tonight, I'm sporting a new shirt tonight. This is my shirt that my daughter bought me for Christmas, so I thought I'd better dig it out for the first time and give it a test out. I haven't had a chance to go out at all to wear it, so we might as well wear it whilst we're online, I suppose. Right, Jackie's already joined us, so good evening, Jackie. Hope all is well with you and the gang, and you're ready to do battle tonight. I haven't really watched the news today, so I don't know what the latest is as far as the latest news on the virus, the dreaded COVID, but never mind, I'm sure we'll find out. Ian Barker's just joined us. Good evening, Ian. Hope all is well with you. Ready to do the quiz tonight, are we? Well, fantastic. Yes, I was just looking in the news today. They've been going on about the number of jabs that the obviously that the NHS or other people have been doing, to be fair. So they've been getting up to, I think it's 140 jabs a minute at the moment. So in my calculations, it's still going to take a year to get everybody done in the UK. However, they're going to boost this up. And according to the UK Jabometer, which of course you can get on your phone at the moment, I think we're nearly up to 400,000 jabs now, or vaccinations in the United Kingdom. So they're not doing too bad. We've only got another, 11 million to get up to their target for mid-February. So good evening, Andrew and Jane Lewis from sunny Yelvertoft. Hope all is well with you too. We cycled through sunny Yelvertoft yesterday, although it was quite dark and murky by the time we went zooming through your village at about 3:30 yesterday. Martin. Good evening, Martin and Tina. He's put good evening, Nick and Lydia, and to everyone else in the world that apparently exists outside the living room. Yes, there are people out there, surprisingly. Not that we've seen many, but I'm sure there are. Squeaky Pop, I've just joined us. Good evening, Squeaky Pop. Hope all is well with you and the gang, and ready to do Battleton in tonight's quiz, which, as usual, will be 6 rounds of general rubbish to keep you all entertained, and hopefully you might learn 1 or 2 new facts, and of course you will also remember the facts that you've forgotten the last time round, which always used to happen with me at quizzes. You go to the quiz, you say, I know the answer to that one. Unfortunately, you couldn't remember it, so you've forgotten it again. Right, Faye's just said, hi everybody, it's Second Boobies here, and she's just saying, hope all is well. Great to see Faye. Hope all is keeping, I hope you're keeping well. We've got Jed and Tracy there just checking in, so good to see Jed and Tracy as well. Oh, blimey. And Lisa's just joined us from sunny California. She's saying, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all doing okay. Lovely day here today in California, almost 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm coming out to California to see you next year, Lisa, when this is all over. I tell you, I'm going to do a trip around the world and visit all my friends from the quiz. Dear God. Sunbathing weather. Yes, we've had it's not been too bad here today. I mean, we've probably been about the 7-8 degrees, I suppose. We went out for a little walk this afternoon, but that's all we've done really today. Lovely lunch that the wife cooked today. We had some roast chicken, which was excellent. Never mind. Right, Mick Roberts, Mick and Bev have just joined us. Good evening, Mick. Good evening, Bev. Hope all is well with you too. Carol Jackson says, I'm here just waiting for the rest of my team. Just get them into some kind of action, Carol. What are they doing, actually? They can't be still watching the football, can they? Because that's been gone, finished and gone. But never mind. George has just joined us. So Georgie and Rory are joined us. Good evening from the Yorkish, she's saying. Georgia, have you got your, is it your mother or your grandma that was with you last week? I can't remember. You'll have to let me know. But hope all is well with you and you're keeping safe. And we've just had the Rugby Rotary Club join us. Good evening, Rugby Rotary Club. And hello to all my friends in the Rotary Club. I hope you're all keeping well. I'm fit and raring to do battle tonight. Mike Yates has also just joined us. Good evening, Mike. Are you on your own, or have you got your team with you tonight? I think you normally do a bit of Zooming with a couple of friends, don't you? But notice Mike's scores have been getting better and better as the weeks go by, so I'm expecting great things by the end of this series of quizzes and lockdown. Mike. Carol's just joined us. Cornish Tyke is here, she was saying. So good evening, Carol. Michelle's just joined us. So we've got James, Charlie, and Michelle all signing in tonight. And she's also saying, I hope everybody is well. Jill and Steve have just joined us from Middletoft. So Steve and Jill, for you, they're checking in from Middletoft. So good evening to you two. Carol, Homeland 6. They're all here now. She said, well, you weren't You weren't worried about answering all the questions on your own, surely, Carol? I'm sure you could have managed. Graham Gifford and Upper Toft have also just joined us, so we've now got Middle and Upper Toft. All we need now is a Lower Toft team from somewhere, but never mind. You'll have to see whether there's anybody in Lower Toft that could make a team. Oh dear. Clive and Janitor here from Stockton. She says, hi all, we're here again. Augmented again, yes. And George and Ambert saying, yes, my Nana Linda will be joining us tonight. She's been excited about the quiz all day. Fantastic. Well, if she's not with you yet, I will say a big hello to Linda when she joins you. So you'll have to let me know when she walks in the room and joins the quiz. Carol, on my own again tonight. Husband watching the snooker. Where are we? It's Sunday. It must be the finals night, is it, for the snooker? I don't know. I haven't been watching it, to be fair. I've watched a couple of minutes and turned it over each time, but never mind. So it's probably finals night. It's normally on a Sunday night, isn't it? Anyway, Penny's just joined us. Hello, Nick and everyone. Good to see you all. We'll not see you, but you know what I mean. Yes, well, okay, Penny, but fantastic that you're joined us live for tonight's quiz. Oh dear, Graham's just said Lower Toft is mostly underwater. Oh dear, yes, there is a river at the bottom of the village, isn't there? Under that big bridge that, yes, oh dear. Penny's just saying hello, Nick, all hope as well, yes. Dylan's just joining. Good evening, Dylan. Hope all is well with you and keeping well. And the Andersons just joined us. So we've got Anne and Dave from sunny Essex have just joined us, somewhere down in sunny Essex. And Andy Smith's just joined us with a big hello to Andy. So good evening, Andy. Hope all is well with you. I'm going to bring that up in a minute. Oh, actually, that is a point my wife's just reminded me, although I was going to do it anyway. It's a big happy birthday to 3 people that I know of tonight doing the quiz. So let's just put our hands together because, no, I'll wait a minute because there may be 1 or 2 more people. Do let me know if it's your birthday coming up or indeed I missed it last week or it's this week coming. I've got 3 names already to wish happy birthday and I've got a crappy old song to play, but never mind, I'm sure you're all right. Right, so we have 57 teams logged on at the moment. Footy Fox 86 has just joined us, as has our friends from Worcester. There we've got Sarah, Russ, Joe and James have just joined us, I think, so they should be all zooming together. Let me just run through tonight's rounds, as you won't have heard them as yet. We're starting off, as usual, with Sunday the 17th of Jan. Sunday the 17th of Jan, that's 13 possible answers in round number 1. Round number 2 is entitled Master, something to do with master or masters, either in the answer or in the question. The word master will appear. Round number 3 is an initial letter link, round number 4 is a music round, surprisingly, but don't get too excited. It's an interesting music round. Round number 5 is a mystery letter round. The only thing I don't tell you is what that mystery letter is, but you can work it out as we go along and then substitute the correct answers for the ones that you may have got wrong. Mick's just sent me a minute. Text messages coming through. I'll just better answer those. Make sure yep, I've got that one, Mick. You're all right. And general trivia, of course, will be round number 6 tonight. Will be a general trivia round. Make that 4, but Alan is celebrating his 32nd today. Oh, Alan, well, oh dear. Right then, let me just write that down before I forget it. Right then, we've got a few minutes, haven't we? So 5 minutes before we go. So let's just have a big happy birthday. First of all, I missed Jill Pugh's birthday. Well, I didn't miss it, but that was on the 16th, which was yesterday. So happy birthday, Jill Pugh. The 17th, which is today, we have Alan, who's celebrating his 32nd birthday, and Andrew, who my brother-in-law, who is also celebrating, well, not his 32nd, a little bit older. We won't tell you how old Alan is, but Andrew, but he's celebrating his birthday today. And then I think it's Tuesday, we have Bev's birthday. That's Mick and Bev Roberts, who partake in the quiz every week. So happy birthday to you four. And I hope you all either have had a good day or are going to enjoy a good day. And with that in mind, I'm going to play you a crappy old birthday song. Rather than singing it and upsetting everybody, we will play some music. So Let's have a look, see what it'll play. Ooh, it might play. On the other hand, it might not do. Now, you're going to take careful with this one. It might sound awful. Oh, God, it goes on a bit. Right, I think we've had enough of that one. Stop. Right, I think we've had enough of that, haven't we? Right, that's happy birthday to the 4 people that I mentioned. Andrew, Alan, Bev, and Jill, of course. So happy birthday to all of you. And I hope you can all have at least enjoy a good day. On these unspeakable times, this time when we all got locked down again, but never mind. Right then, we have just had Don Quizzotti just joined us. They're signing in from London, Manchester, and Rugby. So good evening to Ian Anthony Jones and the gang. Pick a Mix have just joined us. Good evening, Pick a Mix. Hope all is well with you. Chris Speaks also just joined us. So evening, Nick, and doing all the quiz tonight. Excellent. We've got the Oni AJB, the Twinnies have just joined us. So good evening to you, gang. Chris is also saying good evening, and Jill saying thank you. It's my 32nd birthday too. We've had a few happy birthdays. Everybody's wishing each other a happy birthday. Did I say PRS have also joined us, and Pinky and Perky have just joined us to say hello for this evening's quiz. With 3 minutes to go, let me just run through last week's quiz winners. We had a pretty close contest with Quizzy Rascals running out winners last week with 61 points. Close behind them, we had Clive and Janet from Stockton on a fantastic in second place, all alone on their own on 59.5 points. So well played, Clive and Janet. Then we had PRS and Split the Difference, both on a respectable 59 points, with Don Quizzotti not far behind on 57. Just behind them, we had the famous 5 on 56, alongside Squeaky Pub also on 56 points. And then we had Home Alone 6 on 54 points. And there were numerous other teams in the 50s. So any team that did got themselves into the 50s last week did very well indeed. So a few people still joining. We've got the Quizzy Rascals just joined us. Nick Bowers has just joined us. The Bedford Clangers are here. So good evening, the Bedford Clangers. Anthony Ridgway has just joined us, so that's Anthony, Trish, and Paul. So good evening to you lot. Hope all is well and you're keeping well. And well, I suppose you can keep yourself busy on that barge of yours, can't you, Anthony? Anthony Ridgway, by the way, has bought himself a barge. So what better excuse than being locked down than to sort your barge out, I suppose, in your spare time. Oh, my son had me round his house doing some wiring for him this week. Nearly killed my back, but never mind. Right then, we've got a couple of minutes left. Let me just run through the quiz rounds again for you. We're starting off, if you'd like to write down top to bottom, Sunday the 17th of Jan. That's SUNDAY 17THJAN. Oh, wait a minute, I've been corrected. It's not a barge, it's a narrowboat. Sorry about that, Anthony. Sorry. Of course it's a narrowboat. And there was me thinking barges were narrowboats. I've seen barges on canals before, but clearly yours is a narrowboat. Yeah, okay. Round number 2 is entitled Master. Somewhere in the question or the answer is the word master. Round number 3 is an initial letter link where we take the first letter of each of your answers. When we get to number 10, I ask you to take the first letters of all your answers and rearrange them to spell out something. Round number 4 tonight is a music round. Round number 5 is a mystery letter round. A mystery letter round. Mystery is, of course, I don't tell you what that letter is. And round number 6 tonight will be general trivia. Now, do feel free, before we get going with the quiz, to give me the thumbs up if you like the quiz. I'm trying to beat, I think, the all-time record of 30 likes. We've got 10 so far, so thank you for all those teams that have already given me a like. Do feel free to hit the little like button somewhere at the bottom of your screens. And, of course, do feel free to follow my channel, Pewey1957. It's coming on nicely on YouTube. We're up to, I've got about 300 subscribers now, so we'll have 200, no, I can't remember. Anyway, we're doing all right. Right then, now let ourselves get going. What's this prelude to a certain planet? Round 2 is worrying. Yes, all right, Martin. I was trying to think of a joke about the planet today, but I couldn't come up with a new one. I'm sure they've all been asked before. Right then, everybody, eyes down, looking. Has everybody got their pieces of paper ready, their drinks to hand, and their nuts to nibble, so to speak? Here we go then. Round of one, starting with the letter S. Starting with the letter S. Michael Gove made headline news in December by suggesting what food item was definitely defined as a substantial meal. That's when he was asked, of course. So Michael Gove made headline news in December by suggesting what food item was definitely defined as a substantial meal. It's a two-word answer, starting with a letter S. One of the types of things that politicians say and then wonder why they said it, regret it, but that's typical of Michael Gove. Question number 2, starting with the letter U. U for Uranus, of course. ULF is a radio band used for communications, especially in mines, as it can penetrate the Earth. But what do the initials ULF stand for? So ULF is a radio band used for communications, especially in mines, as it can penetrate the Earth. But what do the initials ULF stand for? Right then, anybody get any good jokes tonight? Let's see what we can start with. Question number 3. Also known as nicotinic acid. What is an organic compound and a form of vitamin B3, an essential human nutrient? Starting with the letter N, also known as nicotinic acid. What is an organic compound and a form of vitamin B3, an essential human nutrient? Question number 4 is a little trickier. Listen carefully. What connects the physician Erwin Maxwell Stillman and general practitioner Pierre Ducan, or Ducan? It's a one-word answer I'm after, starting with the letter D. So what connects the physician Erwin Maxwell Stillman, that might give it away, and general practitioner Pierre Ducan? That's something to do with lockdown. I think it's something everybody might have considered during lockdown. Right then. Now that's a good one, Robin. When Prince Charles goes abroad by ship, he always makes sure that he goes down the Bristol Channel. That way he can be sure he always passes the Duchy on the left-hand side. Very, very clever. Very clever. We nearly played that this afternoon, didn't we? Musical Youth, if I don't... my memory... What were we playing this afternoon? Oh, yeah, we played Chicory Tip. What Sons of My Father. You see the quality music we were playing this afternoon to keep ourselves entertained. Chicory Tip. Oh, God. Right, question number 5. On what continent would you find Carthage, the capital city of the ancient Carthaginian civilization? You twisted. So question 5 again. On what continent would you find Carthage, the capital city of the ancient Carthaginian civilization? It still exists in bits, although it's no longer a capital city, of course. Right. Question number 6 is a dead giveaway, starting with the letter Y. Which private Ivy League research university, founded in 1701, has the motto Lux et Veritas? which means light and truth. So which private Ivy League research university, founded in 1701, has the motto Lux et Veritas, light and truth? Clive's on the ball, Phil Spector's estate to release You Lost That Living feeling. For anybody that doesn't know, Phil Spector died in prison today. Well, he was in prison for murder or something, so I don't suppose he was going to get out in a hurry. But never mind. It's a good old blast from the past. Right, question number 7 must start with the number 1. It's a 2-digit answer, so you've got a good chance of getting at least a guess. The penalty area, also known less formally as the penalty box, is an area which is how many yards to each side of the goal and in front of it? So it's twice as long as it is high, but never mind. So the penalty area, also known less formally as the penalty box, is an area which is how many yards to each side of the goal and in front of it? Oh, you keen footballers will know that one. Question number 8, dead easy this one. Well, I say this, I hope you've got Nana in your team here, the Yorkies. What age is referred to as 70 and is apparently the nominal span of human life? Although when I tell you the answer, I'll give you an exact figure. So what age is referred to as 70 and is apparently the nominal span of a human life? No, I haven't got long by the sounds of things. For all those that have had a birthday in the last day or two, we all know we're creeping closer towards it. Oh, dear God. Question number 9. Listen carefully. Starting with the letter T, referring to deposits of calcium phosphate salts on the teeth, by what name is calculus also known? Sorry, calculus, also known. It's actually where the mathematical thing calculus comes from as well. So question number 9, referring to deposits of calcium phosphate salts on the teeth, by what name is calculus also known? Thank God for Nana's, said Georgia. Has she joined you? Well, if she's there, good evening, Linda. It's great to see you. And yes, they need a little bit of the older person's brain to help meld their team together. So, question number 10. This is another one you Nana might know. A competition of 1890. Now, this has got to start with an H. A competition of 1890 was held to search for a brand name for which well-known food item? The winning entry was supplied by Oxford schoolmaster Herbert Grime and is derived from a Latin phrase which roughly translates as strength of man. So if you know your Latin, try and decipher strength of man, and it's the name of this brand of a food item. Well known today, and it's a one-word answer starting with the letter H. So question 10 again. A competition of 1890 was held to search for a brand name for which well-known food item? The winning entry was supplied by Oxford schoolmaster Herbert Grime and is derived from a Latin phrase which roughly translates as strength of man. Question number 11, another stupid member of our parliament. Who is the current leader of the House of Commons who was mocked recently after claiming that fish delayed for export due to Brexit were better and happier because they are now British? That's exactly what he said. So question number 11. Who is the current leader of the House of Commons who was mocked recently after claiming that fish delayed for export due to Brexit were better and happier because they are now British? That's I need his full name, obviously. Starts with the letter J, which kind of gives that one away a bit. Question number 12 is a 4-word answer. Which 1988 film starring John Cleese was advertised as being a tale of murder, lust, greed, revenge, and seafood? So question 12 again. Which 1988 film starring John Cleese was advertised as being a tale of murder, lust, greed, revenge, and seafood? 4-word answer for that one. And finally, question number 13. Who is the god of fresh water and the sea in Roman religion and is counterpart of the Greek god Poseidon? So question number 13. Who is the god of fresh water and the sea in the Roman religion and is the counterpart of the Greek god Poseidon? I should have put Roman mythology, really, shouldn't I? And that, of course, has got to start with the letter N. So do remember, the first letters of all your answers should spell out Sunday, the 17th of Jan. SUNDAY 17THJAN. And if you're lucky to have an answer for all of those and they're correct, you will have scored 13 points. So, without further ado, I will do some marking fairly swiftly because I don't need a lot of thinking time on those. Still enjoying my own beer. It's doing all right. Still lasting quite well. So question number 1, Michael Gove made headlines when he defined a substantial meal as a Scotch egg, of course. Dean's just said, Bono and Edge walk into the Victoria. Nick looks up and says, not you two again. Oh dear, that's a dreadful joke. Never mind. No, that's actually very good. Question number 2, ULF is ultra low frequency, an ultra low frequency transmitter, of course. Number 3 was niacin. Number 4, I was after the Stillman and the Dukan diet. So I was going to put Mr. Atkins in there, but they would have made that too easy. So they're types of diets that they created. Number 5, Carthage, of course, is very close to Tunis. So the continent I was after was Africa. Number 6, that university is Yale. Number 7, the penalty area is 18 yards. I wanted from side to side, which makes it 36 wide and 18 long, actually, but never mind. What age is referred to 10 is apparently the nominal lifespan of human life. That's 70, of course. The UN suggests it's actually 72.6. So we've got a couple of years left if you've reached 70. Number 9, of course, that buildup of calculus is known as tartar on the teeth. Number 10, of course, the name of that foodstuff was Hovis. Hovis means strength of man in Latin, so well, I don't know if you got that. Number 11, of course, was Jacob Rees-Mogg. Who else could say fish were better and happier because they're British? Number 12 was that film, A Fish Called Wanda, staying on a fishy theme. And finally, number 13, of course, the Greek counterpart to Poseidon was Neptune. Neptune, so well done if you got that. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores in after the first round. Do feel free to stick your scores down and we'll see how they've all fared. We'll see who's in the winning position at the moment, so to speak. Now then, I don't know how many teams have we got. We've got about 80 teams playing tonight, so very good. 84 we've got currently playing at the moment. So we've got the Ridgeways with the 12. We've got Jen and Tracy with the 12. Pinky and Perky with 11. Carol Green's on 11. Quincy Rascals straight off with the 13. Squeaky Bob with a 12, got Mick Roberts with an 11. Mike Yates with an 11, got Home Alone 6 with 12. The Yorkies are on 9.5 points. Clem Janet from Stockton on 13 points. Well played them. Footy Fox 8 on 8. We've got Sarah and our friends from Worcester on 11. We've got Martin Davis 13 and a football question correct. Well done, Martin. Dylan's on a fantastic 12 points. Well played, Dylan. I've just lost everybody. PRS have moved on to 13. Andrew Lewis is on 12. Michelle and the gang are on 12. Got the Boob Prize Girls on 10. Nikki Bowers is on 10. We've got Famous 5 on 13. Well done, the Famous 5. Jill and Steve are on 12. Penny Graham's on 10. We've got Chris and the gang on 11. The Quizzy, Don Quiz 8, 13 points. Picker makes only one behind on 12. We've got the 20s on 10. Dave Allenson and David and Jan are on 10. The Giffords are on 11. 1 point behind their rivals tonight. We've got Ian, Harry, Julian and their bottle in bed. Harry and Julia are in bed. Ian's with his bottle of Shiraz on 12. Too much information there, Ian. The Rugby Rotary Club also scored a very impressive 13 points. We've got Team UK, USA on 10 and Split the Difference are on 13 points. So we've got some great scores there in the first round. 13 obviously is the score to beat. Now then, round number 2 will be entitled Any Christmas Chocolate Left? Just found some after 8. We actually have got a little bit of Christmas chocolate left, Matthew. Surprisingly, somebody keeps giving us more, but never mind. The wife's enjoyed the Thornton's Continental. She loves those. They're up about getting some now. Wait, put them down. Right, round number 2 is entitled Masters. So the male fig wasp has a penis which is its body length. Well, a good bit of general knowledge there, Ian. Yes, I'm sure we all need to know that one. Right then, master. So basically, the word master either appears in the question or the answer if you're lucky. So question number 1, nice easy one to get us going. What colour is the jacket that is traditionally presented to the winner of the golf tournament, the US Masters? So question 1 again, what colour is the jacket that is traditionally presented to the winner of the golf tournament, the US Masters? Robin's just saying, hasn't everyone? Ian said, sorry, twice it's body length. Bloody hell. Never mind. Question number 2. For all you old rockers. Masters of the Universe is a 1971 compilation album covering the years 71 to 74 by which progressive rock band? I repeat, hasn't everyone? Oh dear. Well, in their dreams, says Clive and Janet. Oh dear. So question 2 again, Masters of the Universe is a 1977 compilation album covering the years 1971 to 1974 by which progressive rock band? Although on Wikipedia they are also a science fiction band, a progressive rock band. There were all sorts of titles apparently given to this band, but never mind. Question number 3. What are the 2 colours of the interlocking circles that make up the logo of MasterCard? So question 3 again, what are the 2 colours of the interlocking circles that make up the logo of MasterCard? Martin's just put, we're hoping you get this right, Jane Lewis. She's a bit of a fanish, Martin. Wow. Bit of an old rocker. Question number 4. Popmaster is a long-running music quiz show on whose Radio 2 show? I know 1 or 2 people that have been on that, and they've done very well. So question 4 again. Popmaster is a long-running music quiz on whose Radio 2 show? Now then, everybody, what beer are we on tonight? Oh yes, my wife's on some Oakham Citra. That looks very nice. She's also got a tin of. Is that Thornbridge Jaipur I spy? Yeah, she's on Jaipur and Citra. It's all right for some, isn't it? My daughter's on spiced plum gin, so if all the questions don't come up in the correct order, we'll know why. Right then, question number 5. Which film director was often referred to as the master of suspense? Oh, Chris is on Jaipur and Martin Davis is on Spitfire. Faye's saying, oh, on the Pinot, but feeling full from the lamb roast dinner. Oh, that sounds nice. We had a chicken roast dinner today. Very nice. So which film director was often referred to as the master of suspense? That was number 5. Too easy, that one. So number 6. So all you sci-fi fans, one I remember well, the Master, a renegade alien, is a recurring character in which a long-running British science fiction television series? What's Diane on? Scottish blend and Earl Grey. Sounds interesting. So question 6 again. The Master, a renegade alien, is a recurring character in which long-running British science fiction television series? Well, we're doing all right so far. None of the questions have been rejected by the chat column, so we're doing all right. Question number 7. What's that? Carol's just said, still no dandelion and buttock beer. Leave my buttocks out of this. Not allowed to travel to B&M store. Oh dear, that's a bit of a blow. And Robin's complaining there are too many long-running BBC science fiction TV series to choose from. We'll just choose the right one. That's the answer, Robin. Question number 7. In 2019, producers of the quiz show Mastermind revealed that what was the most requested specialist subject among applicants the previous year? Now, I'm going to give you the choice. Was it Harry Potter, Friends, or Strictly Come Dancing? These were people that requested these for their specialist subjects. So in 2019, producers of the quiz show Mastermind revealed that what was the most requested specialist subject among applicants the previous year. I'll give you the choice in this case. Was it Harry Potter, Friends, or Strictly Come Dancing? All things I think I would fail dismally on. That certainly wouldn't be my specialist subject, but never mind. Oh dear. I think I know a couple, maybe a couple from Harry Potter, one from Friends. I think I'd do well to get anything from Strictly Come Dancing, but never mind. Question number 8. The term MC is often used as an abbreviation for what term? So question 8 again. The term MC is often used as an abbreviation for what term? I will put the word term in there, really, haven't I? Twice, but never mind. We'll have to change that later. Question number 9 just needs a little bit of lateral thinking. You can have a good guess at this one. In 1984, Nigel Short, a 19-year-old from Lancashire, became the youngest what in the world? So in 1984, Nigel Short, a 19-year-old from Lancashire, became the youngest what in the world? Carol's just trying to deflect things now. She said spell checker changed burdock to buttock. I didn't think it was buttock after all. I didn't think you were pointing at my buttocks there, Carol. It's funny, mine's always changing Uranus to Uranus all the time, but never mind. Stupid thing. Now, do remember for question number 9 what the round is entitled. It's all the questions or the answers must have the word master in them. That should help you with that one. And finally, number 10, what type of animal features in the Francis Barraud painting His Master's Voice? We've all seen that, I'm sure. So what type of animal features in the Francis Barraud's painting His Master's Voice? So Carol still hasn't got a dandelion and burdock. I'll have to see whether we can send you up some Carol. We'll send you down some, Carol. Must be able to get some from Rugby somewhere here. Send you some dandelion and burdock down to Cornwall. Right then, everybody, that's the round of the, that's the end of round number 2, which was entitled Master. So all the answers or the question somewhere should have the word master in them, or masters. So I trust most of you had a good stab at all of those. So let's go back and do some marking. 10 general knowledge questions themed around the word master. Question number 1, what colour was the jacket? Of course, it's the green jacket the winner of the Masters receives. Number 2, that Masters of the Universe, that prog rock band was Hawkwind, of course. Question number 3, what are the 2 colours of the interlocking circles that make up the logo of MasterCard? Well, if you've got one in your pocket, you'll be able to see now it's red and yellow, of course, red and yellow. Number 4, Popmaster is a long-running quiz show on whose Radio 2 show? That's Ken Bruce's. Ken Bruce. Number 5, which film director was often referred to as the master of suspense? That, of course, was Alfred Hitchcock. Number 6, the Master, the renegade alien, is a recurring character in which long-running British science fiction series? That was Doctor Who. Number 9, I was after the most requested specialist subject by the producers of Mastermind, of course, was Harry Potter. So well done if you got that. Number 8, the term MC means Master of Ceremonies. Number 9, of course, Nigel Short at the young age of 19 became a chess grandmaster, and the youngest in the world at that stage. And finally, number 10, Francis Barraud's painting, His Master's Voice, features a dog. Of course, the dog is listening into the trumpet of the gramophone. Matthew's Blood saying, speaking of masters, the snooker final is close. What does that mean? Close to the end or close? No, can't we? Right, here's some scores. We've got Chris speaking with a 20. Martin Davis moved on to 21 points. And Carol Green's now moved on to 19. We got Ian and his bottle of Sharrows with H&J in bed on 22. The Rugby Rotary Club are also on 22. Squeaky Pod's on 21. Jed and Tracy are on 21. Sarah and the gang have moved on to 20. As the Ridgewives have also moved on to 20. The Giffords have moved on to 20. We've got Clon Janet from Stockton doing a great job on 23. As Don Quixote also on 23. And PRS on 23. Mick Roberts has moved on to 20. We've got Nick Bowers on 20. The Famous Five have moved on to 22. As has Michelle and the gang. Also on 22. Pinky and Perky now on 19. Home Load 6 on 22 points. All the Crickites are doing well tonight. We've got Anne and Dave and Anne Anderson on 18 points. Dylan's on 20. Quizzy Rascals have moved on to 23 points. Georgia Lambert doing very well, 19.5 for the Yorkies and Linda. Jill Pugh, Jill and Steve moved on to 21 points. Penny Graham's now moved on to 16. Andrew and Jane on 20. We've got Footy Fox 86 on 15. Split the Difference are on 22. Booby Prize Girls have moved on to 18. We've got Pick a Mix on 22. Team UK USA, they're saying they did a bit better on that round. They've moved on to 19. And the 20s have moved on to 17 points. So well played, everybody. It's a very tight thing at the moment, but there's still 3 or 4 teams there. Haven't dropped a point as yet. Doing very well indeed. We've got, as I say, we've got 82 teams playing tonight, or currently online watching me somewhere in the world. Right, round number 3 is an initial letter link. 9 general knowledge questions, where question number 10 asks you to work out, take first letters and rearrange them to spell out something. So question number 1, dead easy to start you off. Which of the 4 countries of the United Kingdom is the most densely populated? So question 1 again. Which of the 4 countries of the United Kingdom is the most densely populated? Well, I'm sure you'll know that one. Question number 2 is a bit trickier, but you can have a go at this because I've given a few clues. The title of the music Hamilton refers to one of the founding fathers of the United States, who has the surname Hamilton. He was named after his Scottish father. What was his first name? So the title of the music Hamilton refers to one of the founding fathers of the United States, who has the surname of Hamilton, named after his Scottish father. But what was his first name? And it's pretty Scottish. That may help you. It might not do. What's Carol put? No, I haven't seen it. Maybe that's it. Yes, quiz 82 and 82 watching. Well, that's true. Well spotted, Carol. That's what I like to see. On the ball. Question number 3. What is the current name of the city that is served by the airport that has the International Transport Association airport code BOM? BOM. So what is the current name of the city that is served by the airport that has the International Air Transportation Association airport code BOM? One I've been to many times, I have to say. It's the current name, of course. Number 4, listen carefully. Broadcast in the early 1990s, the TV show Grace and Favour, that kind of gives it away a bit, was a spin-off of which other well-loved sitcom? So broadcast in the early 1990s, the TV show Grace and Favour was a spin-off of which other well-loved sitcom? There's a big clue in that one. Question number 5 is one you've really got to know the answer to this one, I suppose. We've had it before at some time in the distant past. Also known as wife carrying, the sport of acancanto originated in which European country, which is also host to the annual wife carrying world championships? God, I wouldn't like to carry my wife around. No, I don't mean anything. I'm just thinking of my back. That was all. See, she's looking at me daggers now. Now I'm in trouble. I didn't refer to anything other than I didn't know. I don't want to jive for on the head. I was only referring to my bad back and nothing more. So, also known as wife carrying, the sport of acancanto originated in which European country, which is also host to the annual wife carrying world championships? Now, you might like to leave that for a bit. You remember, you can always come back and fill in later when you've worked out what the word is. Question number 6. On the 13th of November last year, which country claimed their first ever victory over the New Zealand All Blacks? And they were a fairly famous rugby playing side. It's not like Chad or something like that. Everybody's heard of them. So on the 13th of November last year, which country claimed their first ever victory over the New Zealand All Blacks? Question number 7. All you film fans. Born on the 5th of October 1975 in Reading, which famous actress was married to the film directors Jim Threepleton between 1998 and 2001, and Sam Mendes between 2003 and 2011? It's a two-word answer to make it work. So, born on the 5th of October 1975 in Reading, which famous actress was married to the film directors Jim Threepleton between 1998 and 2001, and Sam Mendes between 2003 and 2011? We've all heard of her, so you can have a guess at that one even if you don't know it. Question number 8. This is one I didn't know, but you can work this one out. Normally associated with wine connoisseurs, the term helixophile refers to someone who collects what? So question 8 again. Normally associated with wine connoisseurs, the term helixophile refers to someone who collects what? Might be easier if you see that one spelt, I have to say. I'm sure Lydia will bang that one down for you, so to speak. Question number 9. Identified by its distinctive herringbone rind and sweet flavour, Manchego cheese comes from which European country? So, identified by its distinctive herringbone rind and sweet flavour, Manchego cheese comes from which European country? Right, question number 10, which will put all this together for you if you're lucky. The first letters of the first words in the previous 9 answers can be rearranged to spell what phrase, and it's a 3-word phrase, which goes after how to make to give the most popular how-to question asked on Google in the United Kingdom in 2020. So what were we all asking how to make during the year 2020? 3-word answer, one of which is a definite article or an indefinite article. I can never remember the difference. So question 10 again. The first letters, the first words in the previous 9 answers can be rearranged to spell what phrase, which goes after how to make to give the most popular how-to question asked on Google in the United Kingdom in 2020. So what were we all keen to try and make in 2020? It's a 3-word answer I'm after, starting, I think, with an indefinite article. It might be a definite article. Let's get it one more round. Right, I will give you a minute to work that one out whilst we're going. So then, how many of you, just be interesting, how many of our quizzos or quiz people have had the coronavirus vaccine already? I mean, they are claiming now that we are approaching 4 million people vaccinated, and out of a population of 66 million in the UK, that must be approaching 5% or somewhere around there. Not that my maths is that good, but never mind. So with 5% of the population supposedly vaccinated, I wonder how many of our friends have been vaccinated. So if anybody had that vaccine, my mother-in-law's had it. Mind you, she is 96. Still won't come round for Sunday lunch yet, but maybe next week. What's that? Oh, Jackie had it, yes. Rugby Rotary Club have had 2. Well done, Rugby Rotary Club. I know Jackie skipped out hers, hasn't she? So, oh yes, Ollie, Sush and Ollie have both had theirs. I would have, but then they both work in hospitals, don't they? I told you at the beginning of the quiz, said Jackie. Yes, you did, Jackie. I just remembered. So, yeah, we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far. It's a good percentage, you see, of people. That's about right. I was trying to work out at the rate they're going. They reckon they were injecting at 140 a minute at the moment across the UK, which only worked out at 200,000 a day, which is still going to take us all year to do that. But however, they are ramping it up fast, and I reckon 500,000 possibly per day is not unexpected. So we might be able to get this whole program done within 2 or 3 months if we're really lucky. Anyway, right, have we? Does anybody need any more time to work that previous round out? Just let me know quickly in the chat column. I will pause it if anybody needs a little bit of extra time. If not, I'll give you an answer. Well, Martin's asking for a bit more time. Sorry, Martin, didn't put a Welsh question in there for you. Oh, actually, I did put one in. No, I didn't. I'm only having you on. Who was watching that football this afternoon? Man United absolutely robbed. Oh dear, oh dear. Nearly thrashed Liverpool, but not quite. The fact that Liverpool dominated most of the match and then Manchester could have won twice, but didn't. I think we've got a few Man U fans on this quiz thing, but a few Liverpool supporters as well. So I have to be mindful of everybody's opinions. Right then, Martin. I'm deemed you to have had enough time now to try and work something out for that lot. What's that? Well, I'm hoping you will, Faye. At least we can just stay in and do nothing. Not that that's exciting. I mean, to get out on our bike yesterday, I suppose, do 30 miles around the countryside. We're never any more than 5 miles away from rugby. We're just going around the 5-mile perimeter, of course. Right then, here we go. The initial letter link. I thought Robin would have to come up with something. Well, the Premier League have asked teams to cut down on celebrating. So Man U and Liverpool made sure there was nothing to celebrate. Dave's saying I'm a Spurs fan. Oh, they had enough to celebrate when they beat United. Right, here we go then. Initial letter link. Sorry, I'll stop gassing. The 4 countries in the UK, the most densely populated, of course, is England. Number 2. The surname of Hamilton was Alexander Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton. Well done if you got that. Number 3, of course, BOM stands for Bombay Airport, which, of course, is now known as Mumbai. So, Mumbai Airport. It's Shivra Chhatrapati Airport or something. I've been there many times. I still can't pronounce it. Number 4. The spin-off of Grace and Favourable, of course, was Are You Being Served? Are You Being Served? Number 5, the Wife Carrying Championships takes place in Finland every year. Number 6, of course, was Argentina that claimed their first victory over the All Blacks. Number 7, it was Kate Winslet that was married to the directors Jim Throppleton and Sam Mendes. Number 8, of course, a helioxophile refers to someone who collects corkscrews. Now, there's an interesting thing to collect. Number 9, Manchego cheese, of course, comes from Spain. And if you rearrange the first letters of the first words in the previous line answers, how to make a face mask. A face mask. How to make a face mask. So it's a face mask. So well done if you got that, because that was a bit tricky, some of those. But well done to everybody that managed to figure that one out. The Ridgeways have moved on to a fantastic 30 points. Well played, the Ridgeways. Rugby Rotary Club, however, have gone two better with 32 points. Well played, the Rugby Rotary Club. Martin Davis, no wonder you needed a bit more time. He's going on 28. Got Squeaky Bob on 30. Chris Speaks moved on to 29. The famous Mive have moved on to 30. We've got Home Alone 6. They've now moved on to 31 points. PRS 33 points. Fantastic score there. Carol Green's now moved on to 27. Dave Anderson on 27. Mick Roberts on 29. Got Jed and Tracy on 28. Got Graham and Joan on 27. We've got Clive and Janet from Stockton on 33. Nick Bowser's moved on to 27. Well played, Bedford Clangers. We've got Sarah and the game from Worcester on 29. 40 Fox, 86 on 19. Mike Yates has moved on to 27. That's not a bad score at all, Mike. Ian in his bottle of Shiraz, he's put a 10 onto his score, so he's come out with 31. The Yorkies have moved on to a very respectable 27.5 points, with the help from Linda, obviously. Ian Anthony James and Don Quixote, 33 points. Well played then. The Pews have just moved on to 30 points. Michelle Gibbons on 31 points. So Michelle, Charlie and the gang are doing, and James are doing very well. Pick and Mix are also on 31 points. We've got Andrew and Jane Lewis on 27 points. Penny Graham's on 22. Pinky and Perky have moved on to 27 points. Split the Difference have moved on to 32 points. The BB Prize Girls are now on 27. We've got the Quizzy Rascals on 32 points. We've got Team UK USA on 26 points. The Twinnies are now on 23 points. Dylan has moved on to 28 points. So well played, Dylan. Well, some great scores there. It was a bit of a tricky round, but round number 4 is entitled Music. Now, this is loosely based around a music round, a bit of something for everyone here. So question number 1, are we ready? Eyes down, look in for everybody. Do feel free to get yourselves a quick refresh for the glass or whatever else. I don't think I've topped mine up yet, so I can't be blinking very fast tonight, but never mind. I've been talking too much, says the wife. That's quite common. Right then, question number 1. Who was a leading figure in the visual art movement known as pop art? His best known work is probably the Marilyn Diptych of 1962. Why does the female corkscrew like the male corkscrew? He licks. Oh dear. So question 1 again, who was a leading figure in the visual art movement known as pop art? His best known work is probably the Marilyn Diptych of 1962. Question number 2, Hits Out of Hell, Heaven and Hell, Back from Hell, and Alive in Hell are all compilation albums by which famous singer? He's got something about hell there, hasn't he, really? So, Hits Out of Hell, Heaven and Hell, Back from Hell, and Alive in Hell are all compilation albums by which famous singer? I think his final album would probably be Hell of a Life or something like that, but never mind. Oh dear. Chris has come up. What's the corkscrew's favourite dance? The twist. Oh dear, oh dear. That's a good one. Question number 3. The musical Miss Saigon is based on an opera by which famous composer? So the musical Miss Saigon is based on an opera by which famous composer? Now, there's an interesting city if you've ever been there recently. It's a city the wife and I visited almost 12 months ago. It's probably got one of the most bizarre streets you have ever walked down in your life in the world. But never mind. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, now we're getting worse here. So nearly bottled that, Jack. Yeah. Well, that's fair enough. That's a corker. He only does the twist when he's on the bull. Oh dear. That's very good, Leslie, actually. I like that one. Any more corky jokes or whatever else? Question number 4. Listen carefully. This is a good quiz question. What was the last band from the United Kingdom to win the Eurovision Song Contest when it did so in 1997? It's going back a few years, isn't it? Surprised they'll probably just kick us out of the Eurovision contest now. We're no longer in Europe, but never mind. So question number 4 again. What was the last band from the United Kingdom to win the Eurovision Song Contest when it did so in 1997? I could sing it, but I won't. I told you it was loosely based on music. Question number 5. Question number 5. An orchestra tunes itself to a very particular frequency, usually 440 hertz, a note known as A440. The note is played by which instrument? And the rest of the orchestra tunes their instruments to match it. I just need the name of the instrument. So an orchestra tunes itself to a very particular frequency, usually 440 hertz, a note known as A440. That's because it's an A. The note is played by which instrument, and the rest of the orchestra tunes their instruments to match it. Question number 6. This was on the Chase only the other night. For all you that watched the chat, well, it wasn't actually. It was worded slightly differently. How is the American rapper, singer, songwriter, and record producer Austin Richard Post known as professionally? So question 6 again. How is the American rapper, singer, songwriter, and record producer Austin Richard Post known as professionally? But all my Rotarian friends will know that one straight away. Chris has come up with another one. What's peculiar about the mating habits of the male corkscrew? When he's pulled out, he lets out a little whine. Oh, that's very clever. Very clever, Chris. You're not doing the quiz. You're just thinking of jokes. Keep going, Chris. Keep going. You're doing very well. Question number 7. Which song made George Harrison the first member of the Beatles to have a solo #1 hit single? And a great song it was. So question number 7. Which song made George Harrison the first member of the Beatles to have a solo #1 hit single? And a great song it was. Question number 8. This is something I was playing earlier on my phone just before the quiz started. The Stevie Wonder song Happy Birthday was released as part of a campaign to have whose birthday become a national holiday? So question 8 again. Now you've got to think laterally here. The Stevie Wonder song Happy Birthday was released as part of a campaign to have whose birthday become a national holiday? Well, I find that hard to believe in the USA, but there you go. But never mind. Question number 9. Dave Grohl, the singer and guitarist in the rock group the Foo Fighters, played what instrument in the band Nirvana? Well, you've got a choice there, really, haven't you? So Dave Grohl, the singer and guitarist in the rock group Foo Fighters, played what instrument in the band Nirvana? Seems a bit too obvious, but it's not that obvious at all. And finally, question number 10 for you Stormzy fans. The cover of Stormzy's debut album, Gang, Signs and Prayer, was inspired by which famous 15th century mural painting by Leonardo da Vinci? I think you need a bit more of musical knowledge than that. Yeah. I think you need a little bit of art knowledge for that one. So the cover of Stormzy's debut album, Gang, Signs and Prayer, was inspired by which famous 15th century mural painting by Leonardo da Vinci? You need to think of mural paintings that he did. Right then, everyone, there are a few tricky ones in there, I have to say. A few tricky ones. You needed just a little bit more than just your general music knowledge for those. Robbins put, the comedian Mark Steele said that the Beatles were dying in the reverse order to the one that they were supposed to. Oh, well, fair enough. Martin said he's playing the triangle. Right then, everybody. Haven't we got an answer for all those? Do quickly talk amongst yourselves. I know a number of you Zoom to each other or post your answers on WhatsApp or Facebook or various other ways of communicating with other people. So make sure that you're all assured of each of your answers that you've put down, or at least have got a good guess. And the one that's doing the marking, here we go. These are the answers to the previous 10 questions. A bit tricky this round. Leading figure in the visual art movements, known for his pop art, of course, it's always Andy Warhol. Well, generally it's Andy Warhol. Number 2, Hits Out of Hell, Heaven and Hell, Back from Hell, and Alive in Hell are all combination albums from which famous singer? That was Meatloaf. Number 3, Miss Saigon. It was based on the opera Madame Butterfly, which of course was Puccini. Puccini was what I was after. Number 4 was that band called Katrina and the Waves with Love Shine a Light. Katrina and the Waves was number 4. Number 5, the orchestra always tunes to the, well, symphony orchestras always tune to the oboe. The oboe, because apparently it is less susceptible to what was I going to say, humidity and other ways of putting changes of frequency. So the oboe. Number 6, the American rapper I was after, Austin Richard Post, is better known as Post Malone. Post Malone. Number 7, the song I was after was My Sweet Lord, of course. Number 8, Stevie Wonder's song Happy Birthday was released as part of a campaign to have whose birthday become a national holiday? That was Martin Luther King Jr. So well done if you got that. David Grohl, the singer and guitarist in the rock group Foo Fighters, played what instrument in the band Nirvana? That was the drums. And finally, number 10, the cover of Stormzy's debut album, of course, shows The Last Supper, which is a mural on the wall of some nun's chapel somewhere or other in Italy. I can't remember. George Priestley's just saying hello. Good evening, George. Hope all is well with you. Are you joining us now? Or are you just saying, hey? Dave, Faze just said, what's Dave Grohl's favourite cut of chicken? The breast. Chris Peake, right, has moved on to 35 points, obviously taking too much time writing all those jokes. The Ridgeways have moved on to 39 points. The Rugby Rotary Club, however, have moved on to 41 points. We've got Home Alone 6 on 40 points. Martin's moved on to 35. That's Martin and Tina, Dave and Anderson on 35 points. We've got Don Quizzotti now on 41 points. Jen and Tracy have moved on to 37. Ian Sharrett's on 41 points. Well played, Ian. Got Carol Green, who's moved on to 35. That's very good, Carol. The famous 5 on 39. That's a great score, John. Dylan's on 35 points. Well played, Dylan. Let's just get off my screen now. What else have we got? Oh, bother. Now I've lost everybody. Oh, let me just go back up a bit more. Right, Andrew Lewis is on 34. Sarah and our friends from Worcester on 36 points. We've got Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals have moved on to 42. Pinky and Perky are on 35. The Giffords are now. That's Graham and Jane on 36 points. We got Michelle, Charlie and James are on 39 points. Mick and Bev are on 38 points. Nick Bowser's on 34 points. We've got Clive and Janet from Stockton also on 42 points. Footy Fox 86 have moved on to 25. We've got Georgie Lambert and the Yorkies and Linda on a fantastic 35.5 points. PRS have now moved on to 42 points. The Booby Prize girls are on 35. Jill and Steve Pure on 37 points. Pick and Mix are on 40. We've got Team UK USA on 35 points. Penny Graham, I need beer, only 27 points. Never mind, Penny, stay on the beer. Italian paints Last Supper, but no pizza. Fake news, more like Leonardo Dunchurch. Dear God. What's the difference between Phil Spector and Donald Trump? People will remember Phil Spector's wall. See, they will. And Split the Difference are also on 42 points. So we've got, at the moment, Split the Difference. We got PRS, we've got Clive and Janet from Stockton. We have the Quizzy Rascals. We've got, who else have we got? So that's it on 42 points. Then we've got a number. We've got the Rugby Rose Club and Don Quizzotti and Ian and his bottle of Shiraz on 41 points. And anybody else is on 41 points. Sorry about that. Yes, right. So, right, we are now four rounds down. Round number 5 tonight is a mystery letter round. All the answers start with the same letter. But I don't tell you what that letter is to start with, but you might be able to work it out fairly quickly. So do remember, all your answers must start with the same letter. So question number 1, are we ready? Eyes down, look in. Round number 5, preying on Spanish ships and settlements, especially in the 17th century. What name was given to a pirate originating in the Caribbean? Just a one-word name for those pirates. So preying on Spanish ships and settlements, especially in the 17th century. What name was given to a pirate originating in the Caribbean? Now, don't rush to put an answer down if you got a few possible ones, because number 2 may help you. Question number 2. Unfortunately, I put the word capital in this twice, which I meant to correct, but I haven't. Formerly the capital of the Orange Free State. What is the name of the judicial capital city of South Africa? So question 2 again. Formerly the capital of the Orange Free State. What is the name of the judicial capital city of South Africa? It's funny, South Africa's got lots of capital cities. It's a country I'd like to go to, but I haven't been there yet. I've been around it, I've seen Table Mountain, but only from the boat. Question number 3, 2-word answer. Which children's song became the most viewed video on YouTube of all time in November 2020 with over 7.4 billion views? You see, I've been doing quite well if I got 7.4 billion views on my channel, but never mind. Question number 3 again. Which children's song became the most viewed video on YouTube of all time in the November of 2020 with over 7.4 billion views? It's a 2-word answer. So everybody with grandkids should know that one, I'm sure. Yeah. Question number 4. What is the name of a small to medium family of marsupials found in Australia and New Guinea that had a Sony PlayStation game named after it? So question number 4, what is the name of a small to medium family of marsupials? They're found in Australia and New Guinea and had a Sony PlayStation game named after them. Question number 5, you'll have to excuse my French. I was never much good at French anyway. But never mind. Punto Banco, Chemay, and a deux tableaux are variations of which casino card game? So Punto Banco, Chemay, and a deux tableaux are variations of which casino card game? You think my pronunciation was all right there? Better than normal. Perhaps I was speaking French most of the time. Better than my English pronunciation. What's that? Oh, is Sarah bilingual? Are you bilingual, Sarah? Is anybody else fluent in French? Oh, was she? Nick Bowser just said no. No. Question number 6. Which band had a major 1986 hit with the song Take My Breath Away? Chris has just put we. And Sarah's just said, I wouldn't go quite that far. Oh, don't underestimate your ability, Sarah. I could never master French at school. It's because they never used to speak. They used to get us to conjugate verbs. That was the problem. Sure, if they just talked to us, it would make far more sense than they did. So question 6 again. Which band had a major 1986 hit with the song Take My Breath Away? Sarah's just saying 20 years ago, yes, but a bit rusty now. Now my trip to France then next year, that's it. Bonjour, monsieur. That's about it. Question number 7. What is the field of mechanics concerned with the launching, flight behavior, and impact effects of projectiles? So question number 7. What is the field of mechanics concerned with the launching, flight behavior, and impact effects of projectiles? Just a one-word answer for that one I'm after. Question number 8 is for all you salty sea dogs just like me. What flag is flown by a merchant ship to indicate its imminent departure from port? That's port, the place you're leaving, rather than port and starboard. So what flag is flown by a merchant ship to indicate its imminent departure from port? Question number 9, for all you that have seen this. Situated 8 miles from Cork, the Stone of Eloquence was set into a tower of which castle in 1446? Just a one-word answer for that one. So situated 8 miles from Cork, the Stone of Eloquence was set into a tower of which castle in 1446? Time we went there. Never seen it. No, never been to Ireland, and it's time we did. Oh, I'm giving away the country now. Might have been something to do with corkscrews again. Never know. And finally, question number 10. Also known as the hunting sighthound, how is this Russian breed of dog better known in the United Kingdom? So question 10 again, also known as the hunting sighthound, how is this Russian breed of dog better known as in the United Kingdom? Diane saying she kissed it 20 years ago. Now you're giving it away, Diane. Wow. I expect with COVID, they're stopping all that business, aren't they? Right, there we have it. All your answers, of course, should start with the same letter. So you might like to work back, see which ones started with the wrong letter, and see whether you can fix them all. Have an alternative. 10 answers, all starting with the same letters. Faye saying she didn't kiss it 18 years ago, but it was nice to visit. Come on, everybody, you're giving all the answers away. That was far too easy. I know it was too ridiculously easy anyway. Never mind. Right then, let's do some marking in this round. I kissed it 25 years ago. Here we go then. Question number 1. Preying on Spanish ships and settlements, especially in the 17th century. The name of those pirates were, of course, buccaneers. It was a buccaneer I was after. Those aren't buccaneers, they're... no. Question number 2. Formerly the capital of the Orange Free State. What's the name of the judicial capital of South Africa? That's Bloemfontein, of course. Bloemfontein. Number 3 was Baby Shark I was after. Most viewed video of all time on YouTube. It's not me, it's Baby Shark. Number 4, better known as Bandicoot. Bandicoot, of course, that family of small marsupials. Also the Sony PlayStation game. Number 5 was Baccarat, that card game. Number 6, I was after Berlin, that band that had a major hit with Take My Breath Away. Number 7 is the field of ballistics, of course. Number 8, that flag that's flown by a merchant ship is a blue Peter. Well done if you've got that. Number 9 is the Blarney Stone, of course. I think we all gave that one away. Well, it's Blarney Castle, actually. And finally, number 10, of course, is the Borzoi. The Borzoi. That type of hunting sight hound is known as the Borzoi. B-O-R-Z-O-I. So well done if you got that. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores in before we go into the final round, general trivia, which is a bit tricky tonight. There's a few there that are going to catch everybody out. So let's see how we fare. We've got Jed and Tracy on 46 points. Martin and Tina have moved on to 42 points. Well played, Martin and Tina. We've got Carol Green moved on to 43. The Rugby Roger Club, however, that's fine form, 50 points. That's some good going. Squeaky Bobber on 47. We've got Ian Anthony James and Don Quizzotti on 50 points. Mick and Bevan on 46. We've got Dylan on 44. Graham and Jane Gifford are on 44. I wonder where they're ahead of the pews. We'll have to see. The Famous Five are on 49 points. That's a good score. And Anderson and Dave are on Dave and Anna on 44 points. We've got the Ridgeways on 47 points. We've got Sarah, James, Russ, and Joe on 42 points. We've got Andrew and Jane on 41 points. We've got the Yorkies with their mum, their grandma, Linda. Well done, Linda. 39.5 points. That's some going. PRS, 51 points. Well played, PRS. Footy Fox, 86, are on 31 points. Pinky and Perky are on 42. The Quizzy Rascals, it looks like they may have sneaked into the lead on 52 points. Jill Pugh, are they ahead or behind the other Tofties? I don't know. I can't remember. They're on 45 points. We've got Penny Graham moved on to 32. We've got Mike Yates on 45 points. Clive and Janet from Stockton on 50 points. Well played them. Michelle and the gang are on 49. We've got Nick Bowers on 41. We've got Home Alone 6 on 48. Split the difference. We've moved on to 51 points. Bigger Mix are on 47. Ian, his bottle of charades, he's going, oh dear. 48 points. Unlucky, Ian. The Booby Prize girls have moved on to 42.5. Team UK USA on 45 with a 10 in that round. Well played, Lisa, in the game. That's good scoring. So at the moment, it does look like the Quizzy Rascals have moved into a 1-point lead over a number of the chasing teams. However, come on, everybody, this last round is tricky. So let us see how we fare. What? You haven't got a question 10. Have I got a question 10? Oh shit! Right, we're gonna have a break there because I haven't got a question 10 at the moment. So we can't have 9 questions in the last round. So if you just give me a second, we will rustle up a question 10. So just give yourselves a break for a second and go get yourselves I will rustle up a question from my vast array of questions I've got somewhere. If I can find them. File open. Right. So what we'll do, we'll go back to unfortunately, I've downloaded a new version of Word and it's doing my heading. It's not quite the same as the old one. Slightly different, obviously with lots of upgrades and things, but of course it's making things quite tricky to find. So, quizzes, here we go, quizzes. Come on, PC. Open, yes please. Quizzes, here we go, right. Let's have a question from there. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, I've got hundreds of them. Actually, I could do. Okay. It's all right. Just give me a second, everybody. So, should I play a tune in the background? Should I sing? That could be easier. Sorry, everybody. I'll keep talking. Here we go. There's question number 10 just going in now. That's it. Lydia, I'll have to try and make it up as she goes along with that one, but never mind. Right, now I've got 10 questions. There we go. Let me just get you back up on the screen so I can see what's going on. There I am. Good. Now, do remember, if you have liked the quiz tonight, I have at the moment 29 likes. We've got 30 to beat. So one extra like if you just press the button, the like button, and we'll have matched the record. So it's great to see so many teams taking part, as usual, in the quiz. I just need to minimize this. Right, now I've got it. So now we're getting there. Okay, everybody, it's going into the last round. And have we had any further scores coming in there? Nope, don't sing, says Jackie. And the 20s came in with 35. What was that? Chris said, I went into a shop in America that only sold pirate costumes. I inquired about their prices and was told everything is a buccaneer. Everything's a buccaneer. Oh, dear God. Oh, that reminds me of Poundland, that was. Right then, everybody. Here we go. I've got the wrong one up now. Damn. Okay. Right, here we go. Last round. You know these quizzes run so smoothly. Here we are. Question number 1. Round number 6. Complete the old nursery rhyme. Hark, hark, the dogs do bark. The beggars are coming to town. Some in rags and some in jags. And then I need the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words that follow that. So complete the old nursery rhyme. Hark, hark, the dogs do bark. The beggars are coming to town. Some in rags and some in jags. Don't know why they come in jags, but never mind. Presumably jags were... Smart costumes or something. Question number 2. This is one that nobody can actually know, but they can have a guess at. Question number 2. If you were to dig a hole starting from Marbella in southern Spain directly through the centre of the earth in a straight line, which major city would you surface at on the other side of the world? Yeah, that's a pretty straightforward question. So question number 2, if you were to dig a hole starting from Marbella in southern Spain directly through the centre of the earth in a straight line, which major city would you surface at on the other side of the world? That's presumably if you got a laser level all the way through, I suppose. Have a guess at that one, because a good guess is better than no guess at all. Question number 3, another sod of a question. Come on, this will sort you all out. In what year did you no longer have to display a tax disc even on a motor vehicle? That's an interesting. So in what year did you no longer have to display a tax disc on a motor vehicle? Not that long ago, but long enough. Question number 4, I'm sure most of you quizzers will get this one. Which famous poet and playwright was credited with saying, "Always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much"? So question 4 again. Which famous poet and playwright was credited with saying, "Always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much"? Question number 5, listen carefully. In 1436, even, no, it was only about 500 years out, in 1436, whilst partnered with Andres Drixton and Andres Hielman, what was Johannes Gutenberg's credited with inventing? So in 1436, whilst partnered with Andres Drixton and Andres Hielman, apparently, what was Johannes Gutenberg credited with inventing? Of course, they didn't have a lot of patent law around at that time, so I suppose somebody's got to be credited with it. Question number 6. The medical term hypermetropia refers to a condition which affects which organs of the human body? So question 6 again. The medical name hypermetropia refers to a condition which affects which organs of the human body? Question number 7. Come on, I've only got a few to go. Possibly dating to the 15th century, the proverb, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man what? I can't believe it myself, but there we have it. So possibly dating to the 15th century, the proverb, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man what? And we don't need any rude answers for that one. Thank you. Dear God. Question number 8. What was confirmed last month as a new Olympic sport for Paris 2024? Was it breaking, a form of breakdancing, bawling, a type of ballroom dancing, or was it swinging, a type of swing dance? Oh dear. So question 8 again. What was confirmed last month as a new Olympic sport for Paris 2024? Was it breaking, a form of breakdancing, bawling, a type of ballroom dancing, or was it swinging, a type of swing dance? Jackie said we're back at Liberties again. I told you about the sound system that we nearly installed at Liberties, didn't I, Jackie? I saw us coming, that was the problem. Sorry. Question number 9. Named after an island group, what is the only penguin species found north of the equator? Back to penguins again. We had a penguin in last week's thing. Know your penguins back to front, that's what I say. So named after an island group, what is the only penguin species found north of the equator? Just needs a bit of logical thinking that. You'll get that one, I'm sure. Oh, shit. And unfortunately, question number 10, of course, my daughter's going to have to type this as I say it. I'll say it a couple of times. Did Liberty sound system have big woofers? Well, they hadn't. To be fair, they hadn't asked for big woofers. They'd asked for multiple squawkers. And a few tweeters, obviously. And finally, question number 10. This is one Lydia's going to have to type as I speak it or read it out. Name 2 of the 3 Best Picture Oscar winners from the 1990s with a single word film title. Hooters, so I'm told. I keep hearing a milk float going past. I think you're right, Nick. I think I'm going to try different microphones soon. I've been going on about it for a while. You're listening, of course, to the microphone on my computer, and we were playing back some of my old quizzes, not for any reason. We were just listening to them, and there is a lot of whooshing going on in the background, and I've no idea why, because it's completely silent in here, other than the wife scribbling away and my daughter tapping away. So there shouldn't be any whooshing. So it's obviously coming either from the microphone picking something up, or 2 points, please. So question number 10 again. Listen carefully. Name 2 of the 3 Best Picture Oscar winners from the 1990s with a single word film title. Have you got that, Liz? Name 2 of the 3 Best Picture Oscar winners from the 1990s. Now, Faye, it could be the sound of the fan on the computer. That does go up and down a bit, like it does make a bit of whooshing, I have to say. Yeah, Chris is also agreeing with that. I think it's the cooling fan in your PC laptop. Well, it might be. It is certainly warm, that's for sure, but never mind. We need a more efficient chip. That's the problem. I've got an old PC. Perhaps I need a new one that doesn't make any noise. What's that? Wi-Fi. Right then, everybody. There we have it. Yes, the laptop does, and I've been looking at some quality microphones. The problem is, Martin, I mean, most microphones are cheap and horrible, as you know, as I know, doing quizzes. You need a decent microphone, obviously, to get the full range of the singing voice, just when I do a few vocals. What's that? Graham saying, I think it's your phase lock loop getting in our sync. Didn't we have phase lock loops, PLLs? We had those on the old FM radios, didn't we? In fact, if you had an old hi-fi tuner, it always had a PLL on it, especially if it came from Japan. Phase lock loops, they were all the rage in the 90s. Well spotted, Graham. Robin suggesting I change the polarity of the neutron flow. Okay then, everybody, let's do enough of this. The flux capacitor. Maybe we'll go back 20 years or something. Right, here we go then, everybody. Let's just go through the general knowledge round. What's this? I like Nick's idea of a milk float. Keeps trundling past better. Well, possibly it is. Bringing my supplies of beer, that's what it is, obviously. Not that I drink much, of course. Is it the computer cooling system? Well, it could be. However, you see, if I perch my beer on there, it'll obviously cool the CPU down a bit, so maybe the fan won't make so much noise. Right, anyway, enough of that. Let's get dilithium crystals are discharged. All right, bones. Oh, dear God. We've got it all now. Here we go then, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed the quiz tonight. General trivia. These are the answers, complete the old nursery rhyme. Hark, hark, the dogs do bark, the beggars are coming to town. Some in rags and some in jags, and one in a velvet gown. That's what we wanted. And one in a velvet gown. Atomic beer float. Now there's a good idea, you're right. What's that? Don't cross the streams. Oh, God. Question number 2. This was a tricky one. If you were to dig a hole starting from Marbella in southern Spain directly through the centre of the earth, the only way of actually knowing this is knowing the latitude and longitude of Marbella and, of course, going to the other side of the world. And you work out it actually comes out somewhere in Auckland. Auckland is the closest city in New Zealand. So well done if you've got Auckland. Could have easily gone for Wellington, and in fact, you could have gone for Sydney. Well, that's somewhere in the Azores, but never mind. Number 3, in what year did you no longer have to display a tax disc? That was 2014. 2014. I will give you half a point if you've got within a year of that. Number 4, the famous poet and playwright I was after, which was credited with saying, always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. It's a good attitude in life, that one. That was Oscar Wilde. Number 5, of course, Johannes Gutenberg was credited with inventing the printing press. Of course, he did the famous Gutenberg Bible back in whenever it was, 14 something or other. Number 6, the medical term hypermetropia, of course, refers to a condition of the eyes. In fact, it's long-sightedness, which some of us suffer with. Number 7, probably dating from the 15th century, the proverb, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man what? Well, it's healthy, wealthy, and wise. Apparently, healthy, wealthy, and wise. If you've got all those, you get a full point. If you've only got a couple of them, half a point. But you're marking your own, so I can't come around and say anybody's cheating. What was confirmed last month as a new Olympic sport for Paris in 2024? Was it breaking, a form of breakdancing, bowling, a type of ballroom dancing, or was it swinging, a type of swing dance? Well, it was breaking, of course. It can't have been swinging, surely. It would have been an outcry if it had been. Number 9, named after an island group. What is the only penguin species found north of the equator? That's the Galapagos penguin. Well done if you worked that one out. The Galapagos penguin. It's been on numerous television things. Never mind. And finally, name 2 of the 3 Best Picture Oscar winners from the 1990s with a single word film title. Well, you can have, if you've got Unforgiven, Braveheart and Titanic with a 3 one-word title. So any 2 of those will give you the full point. So Unforgiven, of course, Clint Eastwood, Braveheart, whatever his name was, and Titanic, whatever her name was. So there we have it, everybody. That's the answers. So if you'd like to get some scores in, let's see whether we've caught up the Quizzy Rascals or whether they've managed to win. We'll see. Let's have some scores in. So we've got Jed and Tracy on a fantastic 55 points. In fact, anybody in the 50s has done really well tonight. Martin and Tina end up on 47.5. So well done, Martin. Mick and Bev end up on 55. That's a great score. And happy birthday, Bev, for tomorrow. Oh, Tuesday. The Rugby Rotary Club end up on 58 points. Well played, the Rugby Rotary Club. That's still a very good score. We've got Michelle Gibbons on 56. Michelle, Charlie and James, well done them. Matthew Blood and PRS end up on 59 points. That's a great score. We've got Giffords end up on 54. Well played, Graham and Jane. Nick Bowers on 49.5. Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals end up on 61 points. That is a great score. Dylan ends up on 50 points. Well played, Dylan. Dave, where are we? Oh, just gone off my, sorry. Dave Anderson and Jane on 51 points. Even Pinky and Perky end up on 48.5. We've got Clive and Janet from Stockton on 58 points. Well played, you. Famous 5 end up on 56. We've got the 20s on 42.5. Penny Graham ends up on 38. We've got Georgie and the Yorkies on 43.5. Well played, Georgie. Linda. And thanks, Linda, for joining in with the Yorkies. You've helped them out tremendously, I'm sure. Georgie will be kicking me if she said about too much. Squeaky Bob on 54. We've got Andrew and Jane Lewis on 48.5. Carol saying a disastrous round. However, 48 points, that's still very good. Jill and Steve end up on 55 points. I don't know. Does that put them ahead of the, well, it might do. The Giffords, no, they all end up on 54 points. So Upper Toft first is, Middle Toft are then both neck and neck on 54 points. Pick a Mix on 53 points. Ian in his bottle of Shrouds, he's added 8.5 to his score, so he's ended up with a very respectable 56.5 points. Well played him. Mike Yates on 51.5. Sarah and Russ with Joe James in the background there on 48 points. Well done. Leslie Barrett, my worst ever, barely made double figures. Oh, of course you did. Baby Prize Girls are on 49.5. Don Quixote, very respectable 57. Got Carol Jackson with Home Alone 6. Well played, Home Alone 6 on 56 points. Team UK, USA, slight recovery at the end. They ended up on 52 points. Chris is just saying good night all and well played. Have we got any more scores to come in? Oh, the Ridgeways, 54.5 points. Well played, the Ridgeways. Don Quixote ended up with 58 points. Well played, Don Quixote. I haven't seen a different score yet, really. Have I missed it? Is it? I've got to split the difference in score. I can't see it. Oh, Matthew Blood split the difference. They claimed 62 points. Well played, split the difference. So it looks like split the difference. They've actually sneaked it at the end there with 62 points. And what else have we got? Oh, bother. I haven't written them all down. I'm going to write them all down. Anyway, everybody, thank you very much for taking part. I hope you've all learned at least one new fact tonight. And it's great to see so many people. We had 84 concurrent users tonight, which is some kind of record. And do remember to give it a like if you like it. I think we've got the maximum number of likes as well with 36 likes tonight. So well played, everybody. It was a bit of a tough quiz, especially at the end there. That last round was a bit tough. And you did very well, some good general knowledge in there. So good night all, and thank you very much for taking part. It is now nearly 10 o'clock, so without further ado, I will sign off. And for all of you who would like to come and do a quiz on Wednesday night, we will be same time, same place Wednesday night. And Nick will be once again promoting his Wednesday night quiz to keep you all entertained during lockdown. I will try and buy myself a new microphone, see whether it makes any damn difference whatsoever. I'm not convinced it will, but we'll have a go and see whether we can get rid of this whirring noise in the background. So it's good night from me. It's good night from Lydia. Good night. You're supposed to. Good night. Good night. And good night, everybody. And thank you very much, everybody, for taking part tonight.